Farnborough Air Show is an international shop window for some of the world's most sophisticated aerospace technology. Buyers and enthusiasts from around the world come here every other year to see the latest in aviation. But it's not only the aircraft which are breaking technical barriers. News of events at Farnborough is reported daily by 3 specialist magazines, all competing with each other to provide the best and fastest coverage. For the first time, Flight International is using desktop publishing to produce this magazine on site. A small team of journalists has 1 working day to produce each edition.
Until this year, Flight International show dailies were produced in the normal and traditional way, which meant that the editorial team essentially typed their copy via typewriter in the normal way. That copy was then checked by the editor. It would often be retyped if there's some mistakes or some changes. The copy was then sent with the editor to the printer. It was checked again there. It was typeset. It would be proofread. We then go to galley stage, it would be checked again, and then eventually the pictures would be stripped in and it would be printed in the normal way. The dailies are now produced utilising desktop publishing. That means each individual journalist is typing his copy onto his own PC, and that copy can then be subbed and corrected all on PC, so instantly the editor can see exactly what he's got. We have a couple of designers who are also designing each individual page on their own PC as well. The main advantages of using the desktop publishing has been essentially for the editor, who can see almost immediately exactly what he has on the page. It's rather like using video where you can play back instantly what you've just filmed, and that is a huge advantage to him when he has such very tight deadlines to work to. This now means that the editor has literally in his hand a typeset copy which is in camera-ready art form that can go directly to the printer. That is obviously an enormous saving in terms of time, both for him and the rest of the team, and also there is a cost saving as well.
Desktop publishing. It sounds rather grand, but you don't have to be in magazines or aviation to enjoy the benefits. Businesses of all types and sizes are discovering how it can improve their presentation and cut their costs. The first thing, and I can't say this too strongly, is you need a computer that's up to the job. Desktop publishing, or DTP as it's commonly known, makes bigger demands on the personal computer than virtually any other application. In this video, we'll be concentrating on IBM's personal publishing system, which includes the DTP program Aldus PageMaker. DTP uses lots of memory. It sounds incredible, but without at least 20 megabytes of storage on a hard disk, you'd really be in trouble. If you don't have a hard disk but rely on floppies, then you'll either have to buy a new machine or add a hard disk. This IBM PS2 Model 70 has all the power that's needed and more. In here we've got 60 megabytes of memory on a hard disk. Now, I know I'm beginning to sound a bit like a used car salesman, but because desktop publishing depends on running several big programs at the same time, there is also a need for substantial fixed or internal memory to hold everything you see on the screen. That's called RAM, or random access memory, and you'll need at least 640,000 bytes, 640 kilobytes. Well, now a word about speed. Desktop publishing demands a great deal of the computer. There's an enormous amount of computing to do, and it stands to reason that things go faster if your computer is working fast. There's nothing more frustrating than making a change and then having to wait while the computer catches up with you. The speed a computer works at is influenced by a number of factors, but the main one is the chip that's controlling it. This machine is based on a very fast chip, the Intel 80386, commonly known as a 386. Another popular but older chip is the 80286, which is a medium-speed device. Well, now, sorry about all that, but if you don't hear it from me, you will certainly hear it from your dealer. The screen that we're using is a 16-inch high-resolution color monitor, very good for detailed work, and there's a fair bit of that, as you'll see. And then there's this little fellow, a mouse. No desktop publisher can be without one. Although I'm running it over the desk, I'm actually watching the screen. At the click of a button, he's a pointer, a pencil, a razor blade, or a glue stick. Well, you get the idea. It's versatile and it's very fast. Now, over here is a piece of equipment that's unique to desktop publishing. It's called a scanner. It's a sort of photocopier for computers. Company logos, technical drawings, even photographs can be converted to the code the computer needs to produce an illustration. Although a scanner is not essential, this is. It's a laser printer. This one's an IBM personal page printer. Some of you will already have laser printers and know that for speed and quality, there's nothing to match them. But there's something else that this printer needs for the job of desktop publishing. There's a card like this inside the computer. It's called an adapter card, and it is in fact a computer in its own right. It contains a programming language called PostScript, which many desktop publishing systems depend on. PostScript is a page description language, which ensures that the computer and printer communicate, although you won't even know it's there. The PostScript language consumes vast amounts of memory and processing time. The adapter card drives the printer and frees the computer's main processor to get on with other jobs. Not all DTP packages have this feature. The net result is that on this system, it all happens much faster. On a conventional printer, there are not too many options. You want to type the word John Humphreys and up it pops. But by using the PostScript language and a printer which can understand its instructions, you can print words or graphics in all manner of ways. The laser printer has a resolution of 300 dots per inch. That's about 3 times the definition of a newspaper photograph. So, how much is all this going to cost? Well, probably less than you think. The personal page printer with the PostScript board costs around £3,500. This top-end Model 70 PS2 is in the region of £4,500. Smaller models, which would also be suitable, start at under £2,000. And the optional scanner will set you back £2,000. So altogether, that makes around £10,000, and you've got the lot. Now, that may sound like a lot of money, but an investment of around £10,000 can look positively seductive compared with your company's annual bill for layout, proofreading, artwork, and typesetting.